My name is Elwood Lee M. Jr. I am a Yarrington Paiute tribal member. The Yarrington Paiute tribe has been in kind of a disagreement with how the Anaconda mine site has been established and how it grew from its birth. And I believe it was in 1958 or 53 when the Anaconda mine site started. And the Yarrington Paiute tribe prior to that lived in the area where the mine site had begun. So the mining companies worked with the state of Nevada to remove the Yarrington Paiute tribal members that migrated through the area and lived in the area. They had electronic transformers out there. They had not only the mine waste that was coming off the heap leach pads, and they were not really monitoring those plastic linings in those mega ponds and the ponds around the area where the fluids came out of the heap leach pads into those ponds. So there was a lot of leakage into the ground and into the groundwater. And that was our concern, that it was going to affect our tribe, because then they found uranium deposits on the site, which we knew eventually would travel towards the reservation and affect our drinking water.
My name is Bridget Peterson, and I am a physician assistant with the Yarrington Paiute Tribal Clinic. There is what they call the Safe Water Act, or the SWA, and they were talking about different products. Uranium, zinc, mercury, arsenic, chromium, lead were some of the big ones that you guys had mentioned. And I was even surprised at some of the levels that they had. And then there are certain problems, of course, that come with ingesting these products. Uranium itself is always radioactive. In fact, anything on the periodic table over 82, the number 82 is considered radioactive. Of course, there's alpha, beta, gamma, many different rays, including X-rays, that give off certain amounts of radiation and become more damaging to people in time. So uranium, in particular, ingested in large amounts, you're looking more at liver, kidney damage, and the biggest one that goes with that one is cancer, of course. Most of the other ones, when you're looking at copper, mercury, chromium, and lead, they do damage also to the kidneys and the liver, because those are your filtering organs. They're what have to pull that out of the system, or try to. In a lot of cases, it has no other way to eliminate it, so it starts to build up in the system and essentially poisons you that way. But there are a lot of neurological side effects that come with it, and in some cases, there's a lot of studies out there that are trying to link increased amounts of these products over a lifetime to Alzheimer's or dementia, things like that.
My name is Melissa Castillo. I'm from the Yarrington Paiute tribe. I actually had cancer when I was 16 years old, and I had thyroid cancer. So I got it removed, and I had radiation when I was 17, about a month before I graduated high school. So I was very excited to get out of here. I thought that this place was pretty just toxic. And I had animals that got sick, got lumps in their throats. And at that time, my mom, so this was 15, 20 years ago, my mom was working at the environmental department for the tribe, and she was very determined to, find all this information. And so she was going and testing, the ground and testing for arsenic, and she would find out that the arsenic levels were like 3,000 times the legal limit, and she would try to submit them into court cases, and because they weren't obtained legally, they wouldn't accept them. So she was really fighting to just bring awareness, of how bad it was so long ago. Being sick, finding out that, cancer, this type of cancer, like endocrine disruptors, will destroy your whole system. And diabetes is a part of the endocrine system too. So it just weakens you, all of your organs and stuff. They just aren't able to do their job. And I know there's a lot of factors, that could contribute to cancer. I mean, it could be the food we eat, it could be stress, it could be sugar, it could be a lot of things. But I definitely, growing up, with all of that knowledge, I think the mine played a part in it. There's been a lot of cancer in the area, so it's been a sore subject for me and my family for a very long time. The stress has been, because cancer can come back. you know, so I live a healthy lifestyle to prevent it from coming back. That's why I do what I do. So I try to encourage, you know, juicing and fitness and walking and fresh air and, you know, taking care of your body and taking care of the land, because if you don't, you know, bad things will happen. Growing up, it's so funny because I remember like we drank it, we showered in it, we would play in, you know, dig holes in the yard and play in mud puddles, like we'd play in the ditches, you know, we weren't really worried about it back then until I got sick, until she started working there, and then we were all getting bottled water, you know, trying. But my brother has had like stomach issues, you know, people have had like skin sores. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. And like I said, it could be something else, but yeah, we stopped trusting the water, and so when they got this treatment plant over here, it's still just very sketchy to us. You just can't trust it, you know. So we had a gathering here at the park, which we just remodeled and cleaned, and all of that was part of, you know, this is our sacred space. This is our kids' sacred space. This is our community. We have to take care of it. We have to take care of these things so we can walk around it and have some movement, so we can get together and eat, you know, healthy food. That's all part of ceremony. Oh, and community, that was the other one. Coming together, community, like it all just meshes together so beautifully. And I think if we practice living those things daily, being mindful of how we treat our bodies and the land, I think there's hope for healing, but it takes a lot of support and community